lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit. Here's an update for 50 Shades of Green. I've been enjoying this project and I'm really excited to start the next round in April. If you aren't aware, because I just started this a couple of months back, I'm only working on about 10 or so products at a time, and as I roll items out, because I hit the goals, I will roll items in. Wherever I end up at the end of this project is where I end up, and I'm going to continue that on for the next round because I'm enjoying it this way. I don't feel too overwhelmed and I can pick and choose as I go on which items I want to focus on. So with that being said, I'm excited about this update because there is a big turnover, which is super exciting and so much fun. So let's just get into it. So first off, I was working on my Dove Essential Spray since the intro of this project and I tossed it out last week, so I hit my goal. Last weekend I kind of did a bit of a refresh with my cleanup with my makeup and my skincare in my bathroom, so I just kind of reorganized things and I just tossed out what was empty, tossed out old things, whatever, without thinking that got tossed. So I did finish it off. I just don't have it to show you guys, but I'm excited because it was completely finished. I met my goal, so I get to bring something else in later for that. So another item that will be getting tossed out right after this video is this lip scrub by Sephora. This is in the peppermint one. I talked about this last update, so I'm not going to talk about it too much now, but I was just waiting for an item to come in to replace this, and it's come in. So since then, I have not reached for this at all. I am ready to get rid of this. I do not like it. So this one will be going, and I'm happy about that. An item that will be in here until probably the end of this project is my Glow Recipe Avocado Sleep Mask. So I really just use the smallest amount. My goal to hit the bottom of this jar, it's probably not so realistic considering the amount that I use, but you can see that I've actually been reaching for it along the side there. And since I only need the smallest amount, I'm going to be super happy with whatever progress I've been making in this. And if it's in here till April, it's in here till April. And I know that by then I will consider this goal met. At this point, I just want to make sure I'm getting use on it. I'm happy with the usage that I'm making on it. And to me, that's all that matters. So this will be in here for a while, so get used to it. But I'm more than happy with that one. An item that I'm not going to stay too long on are these moroccanoil hair oils. Haven't even opened them yet. Still working on the other one. Probably won't get to those even by the end of this project. Now, an item that I was hoping I would hit goal on by the end of this project is this Melt Gemini eyeshadow palette. My goal was to reach for it 10 times. So at the last update, I think I was sitting at like 4 or 5 uses. And I told myself that I should be able to reach my 10 use goal by the end of this project. Well, I know that I can do that because I've already done it. I reached for this the remaining 5 or 6 times, so I've hit my 10 use goal, which is so exciting to me because I was having a bit of a hard time reaching for this palette. Just wasn't really in the mood. When I had this back in my Alice in Wonderland project in 21, I had rolled this in back in October. I was so excited to use it. I was using it for the very first time. I reached my goal really quick. I wish I worked on it more then because I was super excited. That was the initial use of this palette. I felt like I could have gotten a lot more use on this back then and shown it a little bit more love. Not that I don't want to now, but it's just at this moment, it's at this moment, wow, I can't talk today. At this moment, I'm just having a harder time doing so. But I still enjoy this palette. So of course I kind of reached more for these neutral tones over here, but I did really start to use these greens in the last few looks. Even this last shade here, Mochi, I would pair with these just to give it a little bit of a something different. But I really enjoyed wearing this green shade all over the lid, the shimmer. It's super pretty. So I'm happy that I've reached my goal on this one. This one will probably be pulled in at some point to other projects because I will have a few other eyeshadow projects starting next year, which I'm really excited to start. So this one will be eligible. So you may see this back in a project at some point, but for now, I'm going to take a break from it, roll it out, and roll something in to replace it later. Another item that I'm going to roll out is this soap by Bath & Body Works. This is a Beautiful Day. This is all that I have left, so there's no point in holding on to this one for another month when it's going to be finished within the next couple of days, if that. So this is going to be rolled out, which is really exciting, and then tossed out in a couple of days. And speaking of tossing out, this bad boy is going to be leaving my collection. I talked about this one last update too, so I'm not going to explain it, but I feel like it's going to be more of a struggle to get anything out of here than it's actually worth, even though it's cut open. I do feel like it's starting to dry out a bit, so it's just not really worth it. Kind of wish that it wasn't such an issue, but I am happy to be getting this one out, which means I will be able to focus on this one now and start to use this one. And I'm probably going to keep it out of my shower. I feel like that's kind of where the struggle came from with this one. I was having a hard time getting it out of the packaging when I was in the shower, so I might not do that with this one. We'll see how things go. I probably could have gotten better use on the Henriksen one if I just had it sitting at my sink, but whatever, that's over with. So this is what I'm going to start focusing on now. I've had this in here for a while because, as you may know if you've watched these updates, I was planning on rolling out the Henriksen one a couple months back, and this was in here to replace it. So now it's official, and I will be replacing that one with this. Something that I'm not replacing, not anytime soon, is this lotion by Bath & Body Works. This is At the Beach. I used this one time, and I don't know why I only reached for it once. So when I rolled this in about 2 months ago, I was sitting right at the bottom of this line here, and I went down to pretty much where it's sitting at. I had such good use within the first month of it being in this project, and then I used it one time. So I'm hoping that I can still get a lot more use on this, and I'm thinking that I might take some of this, put it into a little jar, and bring it to work with me, because I feel like I get better use on it that way. And I would much rather do that than just bring this whole bottle back and forth with me, because it's just a little bit too big to travel with it that way, especially when I'm just trying to throw it in my purse. So I think I'm going to do that. I'll probably get a lot more use on this at work than I would just sitting at home. And hopefully that way I can make my progress happen a little bit quicker and have this rolled out sooner than the end of this update, because I really only thought it was going to take me a few months. But with only using it one time, that's clearly not going to happen. So I'm really hoping that, pouring a little bit out, using it as I go, is going to help me with that. And then last update, I rolled this in. I honestly can't remember what my goal was, but I've only used this about 3 times or so. Now, I don't want to keep track on usage or anything like that, but I just know it was about 3 times because I really didn't reach for it much at all. I did throw it on this morning as well, but I did it because I think I wore it yesterday or the day before, and when I first initially sprayed it, I had this really weird reaction almost, because it was just a really weird scent that got sprayed out. Now, I don't know if this is getting too old and if it's starting to kind of go off a bit. I do just want to continue to use it, hopefully reach for it a little bit more frequently, and see if it's the bottle, see if it's, the age of it, or see if maybe it's just me. I know that I've always loved this scent, so it's not that I don't like it. It's just, it takes a second and then it kind of settles and I'm fine with it. But even smelling it now, it smells totally fine. So I don't know, maybe it's just that initial spray that comes out at first. Once it kind of hits me, it just kind of weirds me out in a strange way. But I think I'm just going to kind of take the goal off of this, whatever that even was. And I just want to see how much I'm going to use it over the next month, maybe the next couple of months. I would like to hit the bottom of the word kiss here within the next couple of months, but I'm not going to make it a goal. It's just going to be a thought. It's not even going to be a light goal. It's just going to be a thought. And if I can get there, then cool. If not, I'm not going to be too worried about it. I do want to make progress on this because it has been older, but I just want to use it as I feel like using it, and I don't want to force myself to. So we'll have to see how that one goes. This might be in here for a little bit longer, but that's fine too. So those are all the products that I have been working on. And now I'm excited to show you guys the 5 new products that I will be rolling into this project. Yes, that's 5. Yes, that's half of what's been worked on at the time. And I feel like this is a pretty good update for that. So I'm not necessarily going to always do like replace one item with the same item. So I'm not going to always replace a soap with a soap or a palette with a palette. I just want to find whatever I want to work on and pull it in at the time. But some items I might do the same of. And that one is this is going to be replacing this. So basically this is what I was waiting for from Sephora to come in before I was getting rid of that lip scrub. I'm not going to set a goal on here though, because I just want to use it as is. Like I wasn't even going to roll it into the project, but it is something that I use pretty much on a daily basis. So I do just want to get the use out of it. So of course, like this is kind of just like a free for all because I'm not going to throw a goal on it. Just apply some to my lips now. I do like this. It is menthol and eucalyptus, so it fits the theme. So I'm just gonna roll it in just because of that, but this really isn't going to be like an actual like product that I feel I need to focus on, but I thought it'd be fun just to have it in this project anyways. So this is the first item being rolled in. Now I am going to roll in 2 different palettes, but let me explain. So the first one is going to be this Pumpkin Spice by Too Faced, and I'm only going to focus, well, I'm going to have a focus shade, which is this one right here, which is Fall Vibes, and I just want to use this for the month. I just want to see how often I reach for it. I want to see if I reach for it. I'm only going to keep this in here for the 1 month, and then next update I will roll this out. I don't want to have too many eyeshadows that I'm working on. I don't want to feel like I have to focus and hit pan on something. I am going to have a couple of eyeshadow projects starting next year at the beginning of the year, so I don't want to overwhelm myself with eyeshadows either. I just kind of want to play around, have fun. That's why I ended pan those eyeshadows in November. I do have a couple of other projects going, like prompt-based projects that have eyeshadows and stuff like that in them as well. But I'm not feeling too overwhelmed. So I feel like if I rolled this in, it's not a big deal, but I only want it in for the 1 month. So that's what this is going to be for this update. And the other eyeshadow palette is going to be this by Tarte. So this is the foil finger paints. Now I technically decluttered this a little while back. Never actually got rid of it. Found it again. Well, I remembered I had it. I brought it out last night, and I think I want to play with it and just see if it's something that I actually want to get rid of or not. Now, I know I really enjoyed using it when I did. I loved this shade here, and you can see I've hit pan on this glitter. I really enjoyed wearing both of those, and I do like this one as well. It was just more so these 2 shades that I felt were a little bit too dark and a little bit too much for me, but I do want to try and get some more use on this because even though I haven't been like wondering about this palette and wondering or asking myself where I put it and missing it, I do want to pull it back into my collection just for a little bit. We'll see how I feel within a few months, and we'll see if it's something that I do decide to declutter later on or if it's something that I'm just going to hold on to just to have. But I am going to bring this back for now. So we'll see how long I want to work on this. I think for now I'm just going to go month by month. So we'll see how I feel at the next update. We'll see how much I've used it or if I have by then and how I've enjoyed it. And we'll just take it month by month just to kind of see what my thoughts and feelings are on this palette. So that was what, 3 items. So I have 2 more to bring in, which is going to be 2 different nail polishes. Now I'm not a big fan of pulling nail polish into projects. I did that in my Pan Your Name project for the 2nd round. Didn't quite go so well, but they were older nail polishes where these 2 are brand new. So I'm going to show you both of them right now. And these are both by Holo Taco, which I've just kind of gone on like a bit of an obsession with. So these are the 2 shades that I'm going to focus on. So this is Green Screen, which is just a creme just the creme polish. And then this one is called Lost in the Woods, which has, you're not going to really be able to see it, but it has like the coolest shift to it right now. It's so different in the sunlight. I have a few of these different shades, lighter shades, so you can see it a little bit better. My goal is just to use use them 5 times, but create like 5 different combinations with them. So if you saw my nails in my most recent Pan Your Name update video, then you would notice I used both of these, but I did a green ombre look to my nails. So doing that, using both of these would count as one. Using like just this shade with a glossy top coat would be like another combination. Using it with a matte top coat would be a third combination. Same with this. I do have toppers, so I might try a topper on top of this, topper on this one. I just want to come up with 5 different combinations, however those may play out. It could be just using this all over the lids, all over my nails for a look, and then pairing it with this one for another look. However those combinations may be, I will try and take photos of them. I think it'll be easier for me to take photos of my nails over my eye looks, but I'm really excited to get more use on those. They literally just came in the other day, so I'm super excited about playing with them, trying to figure out how much I like them, and the fact that Christmas is literally around the corner, so I could wear those over Christmas and get a use in during that time is going to be super fun and exciting. So I'm really looking forward to reaching for them because I've really been enjoying these nail polishes and I'm just ready to dig into even more of them. So those are the 5 new items that I will be working on. So again, this one, but it's not going to be a focus. I'm just going to have it in here and just use it. I have my pumpkin spice palette, but I'm just focusing on the shade Fall Vibes. I will be playing around and trying to test out my Tarte finger foils or foil fingers or whatever they're called to see how much I actually like this, and we're going to be going month by month. The pumpkin spice palette will be rolled out next month. And then my 2 shades from Holo Taco, this is Lost in the Woods and this is Green Screen. So I'm really excited about using these products, getting something different in here, feeling a little bit more refreshed, a little bit more energized with this, and I'm ready to see what the next update is going to be, and I'm so excited about the next round in April. So stay tuned if you wanted to see that. But yeah, that's everything for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.